back with Robin Verner, this precious gal who just so loves the Lord in spite of all your pain. Let's go past the divorce issue now and start talking about how God, and it wasn't quick. It wasn't the snapping of the fingers, as we said earlier. It was trusting when there was nothing to trust in except God. There was nothing around you to give you any hope.
Yes.
That he was going to restore and do these wonderful things with your boys. Help us through that process. Now, when it started coming together, the pain and the trusting when there was nothing to hold on to, again, the substance of things, the evidence of things not seen or thought of, just he did it. Help us experience that moment in time for you.
Well, it was a crazy time because God brought my boys all home. One from Africa. No, one was going to go to Israel. One was in school and got pneumonia and had to come home. Crazy ways, we all ended up at home together. And we began to pray. And pray every morning for sometimes hours and hours. And when we began to pray...
Did they resist you on this prayer time? I mean, they're teenagers.
No, they were leading me. They were getting me up sometimes at 5 a.m, and they were the ones wanting to go to the church and pray.
Now, before this covenant, you're saying they were in church and doing all the right things, but there was no real closeness or relationship with the Lord. Am I saying that right?
You're saying that correct, yes.
Okay.
They knew the Lord, they loved the Lord, but he was not a priority in their life. But today, he is the number one priority in their life. So they were literally dragging me. I mean, some days I wanted to go, but honestly, they influenced me more than I influenced them.
But the key is, if you want to take it down to one word.
Trust.
Trust the Lord with your whole heart.
Trust him.
Don't depend on your own understanding, and always acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Tell us how he directed your path.
Well, so this prayer time went on every day for a couple of months. And then all of a sudden, God called us. We thought to help a missionary in Palm Springs, but on the way there, the Lord came and he said, "You're not going to Palm Springs to help this missionary. You're going there because I'm going to go break every chain that has been binding your family." And he blew my mind because I didn't have much a relationship with my family because they were all addicts and most all of them alcoholics. Some have been brought out of it, but most haven't. And Barry, that's exactly what God did. For 5 solid days in the desert, revival came to my family. And one day we prayed from 12 o'clock in the afternoon till 4:30 a.m. People lined up waiting to be prayed over.
These are all relatives from your birth family.
All relatives. 10 brothers and sisters. So
oh, my goodness.
It's a big family.
Oh, my goodness.
A big family.
Revival broke out outside the walls in your family.
Broke out. And my boys argue when I say this, but the truth is, my sons led the revival.
So did you have a new concept of how God was going to use you at that point? I mean, what was going through your mind?
I was so blown away by what was happening. It took me weeks of even processing it. The most beautiful part was that my dad, who had lived a life that caused all of us a lot of pain, he humbled himself and he apologized to everyone that was there for what he had done. And what was really amazing is that then that generation began to wash the feet of the next generation physically. My father washed our feet, and then that started us washing our children's feet. And miracles happened in my family beyond what I could sit here and tell you about. And I got home, and within about a month, my dad passed away, Barry.
Oh, my goodness.
God
Oh, my goodness.
did all of that before he took him.
All of this happened because of the faith of a young lady caught in pain, despair, not having anywhere to turn. She turns to God. Mm-hmm. She trusts him with her whole heart. Praise God. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. We'll have her back again one of these days. Bye for now.